Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Primary 5 children, good morning this morning. I'm very happy to be with you this morning to discuss important things in computer science, computer education, whatever you call it, computer study. However, today's date being the 31st of March 2020, the topic of our lesson today is output devices, which we have already started discussing with you. Isn't it? I believe it is. It is going to be your answer. However, as you can see on the board here, output devices. Output devices, as the name implies, they are those devices we can use, like, all these ones you can see over here are devices. This is the CPU, the processor. This is, of course, the monitor, as you know, the monitor. This one is a keyboard, this one the mouse. This one is, of course, a printer, and we have a speaker here, which are connected to the CPU and explain some important things. However, of all these devices we are discussing so far, we have learned that the data processing mechanism in the computer goes in 3 lines. That's, first of all, the input, which has to do with the data acceptance by the computer. When the computer accepts data, that one is what we call the input. Okay, we also have the processing, which has been carried out by the CPU here. This is the CPU, it carries out the job of processing. It processes everything to do with the computer processing is being centered here. This is the central processing unit, the CPU. Also, we have learned of the output. One of the data processing mechanism, the final stage is the output. The output refers to the stage in which what you have worked on, whatever you have been able to process can be, can be given out, as it implies garbage in, garbage out. The garbage out part of the data processing is what we call the output. Garbage out, that's output. Bring out the information that you have been able to process from the data already accepted by the computer and imputed. However, output devices, these are examples of them. Printer, that's number one. Examples of output devices are the printer, number one. Number 2 is plotter. Number 3 is the monitor. And number 4 is the speaker. These things are very important. You put them at the back of your minds. In fact, one may give a list of devices and ask you to distinguish the input devices from the output devices, and maybe from the processing device. However, of all the output devices, the printer, the job of the printer is to produce a hard copy printout as it's contained in your textbook and also in your exercise books and in your notebooks. However, it has been said that the printers produce hard copy printout of results from your notes. Check your notes. What is in the computer memory? This CPU hosts the computer memory. So whatever is in the computer memory, or what is in the screen, which is this screen of the computer, this one is more like a desktop, this one a laptop. Basically, they work in the same way. The working mechanism is the same. The desktop, the laptop. Whatever we can do here, we can also do here. However, what I'm trying to explain here is that hard copy printouts are being produced by printers. Whatever is in the computer memory here, whatever is displayed in the screen, that's the VDU, the computer monitor, whatever is being displayed, we can produce a hard copy printout of it. This is what we call the hard copy printout. I produced this from what is here. You can come and see. You can see. This is the monitor of this laptop, and from it, it has been typed, by means of this keyboard. This has been typed, "Good morning, my friends, Primary 5," which is this. So this one is more like a soft copy. The hard copy printout is being produced by means of this. I have my papers here. These are my papers, A4 papers, and I put the papers in the input tray like this. If I want to print, these papers I put in the input tray, which is this one, and the print command is being issued. When I want to produce a hard copy printout of what is seen here, what has been displayed by the monitor, what I do is to issue the command. When I put this printer on, it's now put on and it's ready to work, I connect this cable. This is the, this is the printer cable. I connect it to the computer, maybe to the computer CPU. If I want to use the CPU, if I want to print from this computer, but I want to print from this laptop for a purpose. However, this is the cable from the printer that connects the printer to the CPU of this laptop, connected together. This one has been plugged in, also this one plugged in, so it's ready to work, and already the printer is put on. So these papers are inserted in the input tray like this, as you can see. So the command is now to be issued. I come here like this by means of my mouse. I point, this is the pointer. I come to this is file, and under the file I click like this, bump. So I go straight to where I can see print, which is this. So I go to print. So here, this is the print option. I come and check, is this the computer? As in the printer, this is the printer and this is its name. When I believe this name is the name of this printer, they correspond. So I skip this page and go to the number of copies. If I want to print as many as 100 copies, I type 100 here. When the document I have contains of as many papers as possible, I say print all, or I select some pages. For example, this current page, I say current page, or I make selection of some specified pages. I type here, right, page so, page 3, page 8, page this and that here, but I want to print the current page. After all this, I just come here and say okay. So the printing will be carried on. See how it goes. You see, the paper goes in, now it comes out, so the printing has been made possible. So this is the hard copy printout of this. I believe you all understand. Is it beautiful? Good. So it is like this, as you can see. Good morning, my friends. Primary 5. The same thing as what is here, displayed by the monitor. Good morning, my friends, Primary 5. So this is the hard copy printout of what has been typed in there. So that's how that one works. This is the monitor. As I've been told, this is the monitor, and its primary job is to display. By display, I mean to show what we are doing. Whatever you are doing, maybe you are writing, you are typing. For instance, you are typing Primary 5, the best. So you see, all the work I'm doing, I see has been displayed by this monitor. So that's what is how it works. We also call it visual display unit. The VDU has been contained in your notes and in the textbook. So we have speakers. This one is a speaker. This one is a speaker. I come here and connect this speaker to this CPU like this. So it's ready to work. Let's minimize this window. This, maybe. If I come here, computer, I double press, I double click, and then come here, videos, to select a video and play. So this one, if I want to play, I just double click like this, it starts playing. So you see. This one is working, it's showing everything. So the sound is from here. This is the speaker. Okay, this is how it goes. This is how it works. And finally, the plotter. The plotter, we don't have any plotter here because its work is not of any importance in this lab, and some other reasons. This from your textbook, page 72, you can see. This one is a plotter. What is its job? From your notes, you see that the plotter has been used to produce, graphics. Maybe a graph, maybe a map of Nigeria, map of Africa, and some other things. Anything to do with drawings can be made, as beautiful as possible by means of plotters. If you want to make graphs like this, maybe the XY plane, If you want to make a bar chart, a pie chart, whatever kind of graph, you can use the plotter to make it, and to have copy print out of it by means of that plotter. So as been said, the plotters mostly they produce graphics and drawings like maps, graphs, and pictures. Even pictures or photographs we can produce by means of the plotters. A picture of it has been shown in your textbook. Good. Most pictures, maps, graphs, and whatever, they can be produced with color or without color, with or without color. So that's it. And also, we have been able to discuss the CPU, which is this. It's the processor. Mark you, we talk of input, output, and then processing. The processor, this is the processor. And its primary work is simply to process the data that has been input into the computer. Whatever has been input into the computer goes to the computer memory inside the CPU. So this is the CPU. So it has been said that the system unit or CPU has these basic parts. These are the components that make it up. We have the CPU itself, which is like the brain of the computer. It has a motherboard which has been lined up inside. We cannot reveal that for now, maybe later. Disk drives. This one is a disk drive. If you want to play a CD, you press here, and then it comes out. You put your CD in here, and then you put it back, by this instruction. It goes, and then it starts displaying on the screen. That's how it works. We have the power pack, which is this one from the back. This cable, you see, is the power pack. This is the power pack. If you want to connect the computer, first, if you want to set the computer to put it on, you need to put on, the socket. From the socket, you put it on, and then this connection, this cable, will make the computer start because it hosts the power that supplies the computer and it works. That's it, the electricity. A computer has been described as an electric device, meaning it operates on electricity. So that's the power pack. It goes on like that, the power pack. We also have the cooling fan. This one, as it works, there's what we call the electricity or heat effect. As it works, it generates heat. So the CPU becomes hot. When it becomes hot, there's a disadvantage that something bad may happen. So it has a cooling fan inside. That fan will cool the system in such a way that you won't have any problem. It's inside. So here, as you can see, this is the cooling fan. This is the cooling fan. So it works. It spins in such a way that it produces, cool air that cools the system. So that's how it goes. I believe with this we've been able to learn how to do devices and the system unit and what it is comprised of. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah bless you and grant you a better understanding. Thank you very much, my children.